Hi everyone, thought I'd hop on today and show you our gilded leafing, which is in the new Spring Summer catalogue. It's amazing stuff because it comes in this huge pot, and I'll just open this up. It looks as if I haven't used any of it, but actually I've taken quite a bit out, and this is what I recommend people to do if they get it. I've put it into an ice cream box. I think I should really cover this with designer series paper to make it look prettier, but that's all you need in the big box. And I've got a sponge, a quarter of one of our sponges. You can apply it with a paintbrush, or Sarah and Shelley on the On Stage that they did online applied it with a sponge, and I thought that was a brilliant idea. So we'll be coming to that in a moment. So it's the most amazing stuff. I do actually wear a mask. So one use of masks is to wear the masks when you're embossing or using gilded leafing, because it does kind of go into the atmosphere, and I think wearing a mask is good because it will protect you when you're at home using this. So I've got a piece of Whisper White. This is what we're going to end up with. So the actual stamp set that I'm using today is the Art Gallery stamp set, that one, which I absolutely love because it's got lots of little sentiments which are fabulous. Thinking of you, thank you, happy birthday, congratulations, and a few more as well. And I will actually be using the dies. I want this die to cut it out. It's got that die to cut it out. It's also got a die for the large flower, and it's got two really nice little dies for the sentiments, which is great. And just wanted to say, and that's for a little sprig of flowers and the leaves, just wanted to say thank you, just wanted to say happy birthday, etc, etc. So I'm going to put those aside. And here it is. Now, Sarah and Shelley demonstrated this at our online on stage, which was fantastic last year. I think it was the end of November. I can't remember quite when. But anyway, here's the stamp. And what I'm going to do, if I just get it so that I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Put the light on it a bit more as well. And I'm going to colour in the stamp using terracotta tile Stampin' Up Stampin' Right marker. So I'm just going to do it like this. And as Sarah and Shelley said quite rightly at the on-stage convention, we forget this technique. This is a technique which people used to do a lot, and I think sometimes we forget the old techniques, so it's really good to bring it back. So I've coloured in the flowers with a terracotta tile. Obviously you could use any colour you liked, but this is the colour they used, and I thought I'd just go with the same colour to make it simple, because I'd really like to do sort of short Facebook lives that are showing techniques and different ways that you can use the stamps in the new catalogue, but not too long, so that hopefully I'll hold your attention. So I'm just doing the little stem bits there, and if you remember, when you're doing this, you have to huff on the stamp. So that's what I'm going to do. Huff on it and then stamp it like that. Okay, so there we are. It looks lovely just like that. Now there is a little stamp that I could use to colour it in a darker colour, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually use this to apply Versamark. So first of all, I'm going to go over with my embossing buddy, which is really useful to prevent the Versamark powder from sticking onto wet ink. So I'm just going to ink up this little stamp with the Versamark, and I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to put one there. So that's the Versamark applied. Now I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper, and this is the heat and stick powder, which is, we used to sell, then we stopped selling it, and we've brought it back in this new catalogue. It's fabulous because what you do is you apply it like embossing powder, knock off the excess, just put this back, and then you're going to heat it and it becomes like a glue, but not a really wet glue, a sticky glue. So I'm just going to heat it with my embossing tool, and you can see the embossing powder just on there, and then you'll see it will go clear when I heat it. So you can probably see there, it's actually gone clear. So now I'm going to put my mask on so I don't get gold leaf. So if I sound a bit muffled, it's because I've got a mask on. And I'm going to put this in my embossing powder, like in my gilded leaf it's called, and you just pick some up and just rub it on with a sponge, and that's how easy it is. And then the excess just goes, as you can see, it hardly uses any. And I've still got an awful lot in the box and an awful lot in the pot actually as well. So I'll take that off, and I'm just going to show you while I'm at it the new mini cut and emboss machine, which is now available for people to order. So this is what it looks like. It's great. It's just tiny and it fits under my desk, so it's really useful to have on hand to be able to do small items like this. So it has two pieces that fold out like that, and then it has two plates. It has a plate one, which is the base plate, which is not as fat as the one that goes through the bigger cut and emboss machine. Then I have a clear plate, which is labelled plate 2, and then I put the die down over my stamped image like that. Now the magnetic plate is not available at the moment, but you could use washi tape if you wanted to, but I haven't found the need for it, because if you just do put it on with a steady hand, and then I just put this plate tilted up. Now you must make sure with a mini cut and emboss that you don't put the two edges parallel together on top, because it won't go through properly. It's just a bit thicker to feed through. So you make sure that the top plate is slightly back from the bottom clear plate. And I find if I just hold it with my thumb there, I've got it secure now. You see my thumb just holding it down? And then I just start winding it through and it'll go straight through. And once it's picked up, you can feel the pressure on the die. I then put my hand on top, and it's really easy to use. And you sometimes hear a click, which is a good sign. It means that it's gone through. So here we are. Hi, Helen. And that's the die cut flower with the lovely gold gilded leafing on it. So I'm just going to show you a card I made, which Shara and Shelley demonstrated actually at the online convention. And I'll do a video on this as well. This is some of the designer series paper that goes with the bundle. And basically you put double-sided tape in between the pieces that you've cut, like a scrappy strip card. And then you, because the double-sided tape has an adhesive side, obviously, that's what the gilded leafing is actually sticking to. I might just give you a quick demo of that actually, just so you can see what I'm talking about. So if I just take a scrap piece of card like that, I'm just going to cut it a bit smaller because we don't need that much. So if I just put it like that, and if I just take some double-sided tape, and if I just put it like that, and if I put some more like that, pretend that there's pieces of designer series paper in between, and then I just pick off with my fingernail, and I've exposed the sticky side, the other sticky side, because obviously double-sided tape is double-sided sticky. So I'll just put my mask on, because again, working with gold leaf, well, it's not gold leaf, but it's gold flakes. I want to be careful not to inhale pieces in the atmosphere. So if I just put that in there, and some people might want to wear gloves as well. So, and you just rub the gold on like that, and look how amazing. I probably would want silver with blue, but how amazing is that? I mean, just look at that colour. I just think if I just lift the light up a bit more, you might be able to see how it dazzles. There's a real contrast actually between this and embossing powder. So if I just show you, this is the difference between, that's the gilded flakes there. Basically I've stamped the image in Merry Merlot on crumb cake cardstock, and then I've used the detailed stamp. So I've stamped that one in Merry Merlot, and I've stamped the detailed stamp in, I'll take this mask off so you can hear me better, in the Versamark. And then I've sponged. It's lovely to use actually. It's really fun to use because you need so little and it has such an amazing effect, a sort of wow effect really. Sponged on the gilded flakes, and that's the effect. Now contrast that with gold embossing powder. And can you see the difference? It really does shine out better, I think, than the gold embossing powder. So something that people might want to add to their order. Really fun to play with. I'm just, while I'm at it, going to show you the designer series paper. These are just small rectangles, 4x6. There's that one, and that's the back, a lovely sort of pale blue, very much like the embossing folder in the suite. There's that one. I think that possibly the die will cut out these flowers. It looks the same size. And that's the other side. I think that's probably Calypso Coral or Terracotta Tile. And then you've got this Smoky Slate one, which is really unusual. And you can see I've used that in that card. And then the other side is again like the embossing folder. It looks as if it's been painted. Lovely sort of roses one with old olive mossy meadow leaves. And then the back is, I think that's probably Bumblebee. Now there's a set of 3 acetate sheets. You get one of each design in the pack. And 2 of them actually match the papers. So one of the gold on clear acetate sheets matches this piece of designer series paper, which I think is gorgeous anyway. But all you need there is a sentiment. Just stick that on a card, put a sentiment on, you're done and dusted, perhaps a little bit of ribbon. That's the back. I wouldn't use that size, I don't think. I just love that so much. And it fits exactly with the acetate sheet. People getting my paper share will get a 6-inch square of each of the acetate sheets. And obviously they'll get a 6-inch square of each of these papers. That's the same one. And then there's another large sheet which fits the other acetate sheet. I mean, look at that, how it just fits perfectly. And that's the back, which I wouldn't use because this one's so gorgeous. And then that's another part of the same paper. Absolutely amazing, really quick and easy card. And that's what it looks without the acetate sheet. So lots of glimmers of gold in this suite, which is fabulous. Just makes it very classy, I think. There is also some ribbon as well, which here it is. It's called Floral Art Ribbon. And that is really nice. It seems that they've put the gold flakes on the ribbon. Really beautiful. So if you have a look at this, you could just put the ribbon around, tie a bow, put a sentiment, and you'd be done and dusted. In fact, I'll probably do that for my Zoom catalogue launch tomorrow night. I'll finish off a card like this and show everybody. So there we go. Hopefully that wasn't too long. Enjoy the rest of your day and this evening, and see you again soon. Bye.